Grandma is back. I've been recovering from shoulder surgery. And anyway, I am so glad to be back, and I hope you all are doing well. I wanted to tell you a story, which grandparents do. They tell stories. You know, back when I was young, we didn't have electronics. We didn't have cell phones, computers, iPads, whatever else, smartwatches. We didn't have all of that stuff. So we had to use our imaginations a little bit more. We would go outside and play, no matter what the weather. Yes, even sometimes when it was raining, if our parents would allow us. But we would just play outside, make up things. We did have a swing set sometimes. And I found some things that I like to do indoors when I was bored. And I want to tell you about some of those things. And maybe if you haven't ever done this, maybe you could take a day or start out with some few hours or so and do something without electronics. Just put it all away. One of the things that I love doing, let me show you a picture, was weaving pot holders. My grandma Esther always had this pot holder kit, and it comes with this metal loom. Some of them are plastic. Oh, look, it's a frame. And loops. Now, they don't make the loops as nice as they used to, but this starter kit comes with 3 bags of different colors, and you can order other colors that you like, refills, and the instructions are with the loom, and it's kind of hard to explain unless I'm actually doing it, but here are the instructions. And you start out, as you can see in the very first picture, placing these, what do they call these things? Loops. That's pretty easy. Yeah, they don't make them like they used to. So you're going to take loops. You can choose one color, multiple colors, and you fill up the whole loom going from one side to the other with the looms. You could also have some fun flicking the loops at your brother or sister, but we don't want to do that. We don't want to go that direction. And once you get them all in that direction, you can see in the picture, the second picture here, you're going to weave the other loops. And they give you this nice little loop puller here. And you will put that in your loops. You go over, under, and then you pull the loop through and hook it to the other side. Now, when I was doing this, I didn't have this. I just used my fingers, and that was sometimes uncomfortable. But this has a loop puller. So eventually, you are going to finish your pot holder, and there's instructions on how to remove it from the loom. And they give you some examples of patterns you can use, and they are washable, and they make nice gifts. So they're not expensive. The kits are not expensive, and it's something that can be entertaining for boys and girls. And the kit always comes with some loops, and then you can order some more. I got mine on Amazon. I order everything practically from Amazon. All right, something else I used to do. And I'm not an artist, so this is just an example. I would design a city or a neighborhood. I would have Main Street, of course, running through the middle. You can have a park, houses, grocery store. Oh, here's the park over here. This is a beach. Yes, the road dead ends into the beach. But this is just an example. Use your imagination, and you can use markers, pencil, whatever media you like to use, and just use your imagination and design what your perfect city or neighborhood looks like. What would you like there to be near your house? Or design your house. Draw the plan for your house. And then if it's big enough, you can color in furniture or whatever. That was something else that I enjoyed. And I was doing this kind of thing when I was a teenager too. So you're never too old. I kind of enjoyed just doing that sample, but it was rushed and not good. The other thing I like to do, and I don't have a catalog, but your parents, somebody probably gets these catalogs in the mail of products that a company's trying to sell. It can be a clothing catalog, Lands' End. We see that every now and then. We used to get service merchandise catalogs when there used to be a service merchandise store, and when stores like Sears, Penny's, Service Merchandise sent out catalogs. And I would get a piece of paper and I would create a prize list. So I'd have first prize, second prize, third prize. And I would take the catalog, I would open it without really looking, and then I'd close my eyes or just not look and plop my finger down on a place on the page, and that would be one of the prizes. So under prize, first prize or second prize or third prize, depending on what it was, I would write down the page number, the item number, like page 47, item E, and then I would go to the next prize. Sometimes first prize would have 3 items. Second prize 2, third prize 1. So I would do this just blindly picking out items, and that was just fun to me. And I would make up the names of the winners and write it beside each prize. So that was something else, that little bit of imagination, and just it was like a surprise to me every time I do this, not knowing what I was going to land on. So that was fun. One other thing that I do more of now than I did then is read a book. Read a book. Now, I read Christian fiction now because the books for adults usually have a lot of stuff in there I don't want to read. I don't want to read the language. I don't want to read the sex. I just want to read a good book that takes me somewhere else. And that is the thing about reading. Now, if you don't like to read, you're missing out, because when you read a book and you get really into the story, in your mind, you're creating that story. When it talks about the woman going into the general goods store and she sees all these items, in your head, you're creating that picture. So, no, books for big boys and girls don't have pictures, but you are creating those pictures in your head. And that is something unique to all of us, because we're not all going to create the same image. When you read, it's like you're going on a little trip. So if you feel stuck at home, you're sick, or maybe COVID has shut down, whatever it is that you need to do or a place you need to go, read a book. And I do recommend clean books, just because I don't want to fill my head with nastiness, and I want to be inspired or to come away from a story feeling encouraged or uplifted. Also reading nonfiction. Read a history book about our country and our country's history. You know, you hear history repeats itself. It does. And anyway, not to get too political at the moment, but we're seeing some history repeating itself. So read some nonfiction to grow and learn. Just take a little bit of time to read every day if you can. Something besides a textbook if you're in school, if you're young, something fun that you would enjoy, an adventure. So, growing up without electronics, it wasn't boring. You can do it. maybe take a day and do some things without electronics and see how you feel. Now, it may be like a withdrawal symptom. Sometimes when we stop doing something, we kind of miss it, and we have with these withdrawals, and we just really, really, really want to get on our computer and play a game, or on a cell phone and play a game. But if you do it often enough, it can become a routine, and a healthy routine for you. Get off your electronics from time to time and do something creative. You won't regret it. All right, Grandma has to sign off. As always, I want to remind you that you are loved, you are valuable. I don't care what anybody says to you, or what any bully tries to make you believe, or any person tries to make you believe. You have valuable. God created you. You were created by God. You have an eternal part of you that will always exist. You are not slime. You are not on the same level as a plant or a tree, or a plant. A tree is a plant, or an animal. Okay, you have valuable, and you have purpose. Don't forget, you have a purpose. Do good for other people, serve other people, and don't forget that no matter what, Grandma loves you. I love you, and I love your soul. Till next time.